You know that sound, folks. It's time for another Tuesday Noon Whistle. I'm Chris Trottier.
And I'm John Anzalone. Welcome to Elkhorn Area School District Superintendent Jason Tadlock. Thanks for sharing some time with us, Jason.
You bet. My pleasure.
Chris, hey, before we get going, why don't we revisit a little bit this ElkWorks? The ELK is an acronym, isn't it?
It is, yes. The Elkhorn School District has found every way to use that as an acronym. And we're taking that to another level by using that for earning, learning, and knowledge. So we took that to kind of market and inform families and stakeholders about all the amazing things that Elkhorn offers in college and career readiness. So our families have a one-stop shop to go take a look on our website, the Elkhorn Area School District. And if you take a look at the bottom banner, it says, please subscribe to the ElkWorks YouTube page to see our videos, which is where, John, we house our noon whistles.
Beautiful. Yeah. Well, hey, let's not delay. As long as we got Mr. Tadlock here, let's get rolling.
All right. So welcome, Jason. So obviously a lot to talk about. Education's a, hot topic, but let's dig down a little deep into the Elkhorn Area School District. Tell us about right now. You've been with the district now in your 10th year. What is, from your chair, what do you see now as some of the strengths of the Elkhorn School District?
I think the district has a lot of strengths, and it's really built on the foundation of my predecessors. And I think what makes Elkhorn unique is I'm just the third superintendent since the early 1980s. We've had a very stable school board. But what really attracted me to Elkhorn and being a part of this team is the beliefs that all students can learn and creating access and opportunities for students. And I think that that's something we've really capitalized over the last 10 years and in the decades of my predecessors as well.
What are some of those opportunities? When you say opportunities, what does that mean to people, or what might people be interested in knowing?
Yeah, one of my favorite programs is that I've been a part of for a long time is Project Lead the Way. That's our science, technology, engineering, and math program. And we've been recognized, I believe, for the past 7 years in a row as one of the districts of distinction. There's only 23 in the entire nation. So it's really unique to our school. We offer computer science, biomedical science, and engineering to all of our students starting in kindergarten all the way up through 8th grade, where then in high school they get to choose and go in more in depth into those other pathways.
So Jason, obviously we know, and if people follow us on social media, know that that's not one of the only recognitions of the Elkhorn Area School District. Could you talk a little bit about how Elkhorn has been recognized, not only within our state, maybe within the Midwest, but nationally in other areas?
There's a long list of recognitions there, and I'm sure I would I'm going to leave something out or a program area, but some that just jump to mind is within our health and other sciences. Our HOSA group is one at the international level. National level, we send kids. Our FFA has been recognized nationally. Our Skills USA program has been recognized nationally. So when you really look at our career and technical education, they're doing a phenomenal job. Our autos program has won state and Midwest competitions on a regular basis, which has given lots of opportunities, scholarships, and tools to the students. U.S. News and World Report recently rated us as the top high school in the southeast corner of the state. If you look at Rock, Walworth, Racine, and Kenosha, it's the top rated high school. And that's phenomenal and a great reflection of the great work of the staff.
Maybe you could talk a little bit about the opportunities for students to earn college credits and the different forums that comes in.
Yeah, several years ago, we really moved to a model called Redefining Ready. And I know when Chris was serving as the high school principal at that time, he and his team really expanded the opportunities for students to participate in more rigorous courses at that college level, to the point where last year we had 449 seats in AP courses, which if you went back a decade, it was around 80 seats. We also had, I think this number just blows my mind trying to wrap my head around it, is 2,611 seats in dual credit classes. What we mean by dual credit is they get high school and college level credit for taking that course. That's 2,611. We have a high school of just under 1,000 students. So we're averaging about 2.6 college level courses per student that were receiving dual credit. If you add the AP courses on, that's almost 3 college level courses per student that were over at the high school. I took an opportunity to look and see what does that cost savings or what does that equate to for parents. In-state tuition at UW-Whitewater for a 3 credit class is $983. A course, you multiply that by the 2,611 dual credit classes, comes out to about 2.5 million in tuitions savings for our students.
So Jason, you talk about the redefining Ready dashboard. You talk about dual credit, being familiar with it. I'd like the listeners to understand a little bit more on why the district uses that as a dashboard to measure continual performance.
Yeah, I think our focus is recognizing that all students can learn, that all students are going to need to move on beyond high school into a post-secondary pathway of their choice. We're agnostic, whether that's going directly into the career field, into a technical college, or into a 4-year institution. It doesn't matter, but the fact of the matter is almost every student is going to have to continue their education. There's very few professions that don't require some type of ongoing training. And our mission, our job is to make sure that each and every one of our students are prepared to be successful in that endeavor, getting students exposure into those college level rigor courses while in high school, having success while in high school and completing that helps astronomically with their retention as they go into college, their confidence level, and their ability to move forward from a skill set standpoint and be successful post-secondary.
Something for everyone.
Absolutely. And then on top of that, and again, huge credit to our program like our ElkWorks, to Joanne Pella, and also, the Career and College Academy now and options as well, where it's been a focus. But we had 324 industry certifications completed. Again, that's with a graduating class around 250 students. We're averaging more than 1 industry certification being completed per graduating senior, which is just phenomenal.
And I think what you bring up too is interesting, is because Elkhorn is really trying to, pivot from what was a traditional, not that it's not important, because like you said, we're agnostic, but looking at the credentialing, the stackable credentials, the transferable skills to ensure no matter what your post-high school goals are, that you are more than ready for that next opportunity. And I think, coming from my chair, I think it's a great opportunity to be a part of not only what we do here, but the future opportunities that exist in the district. And on that note, like, besides talking about what we're doing, Jason, what do you see as some future opportunities for the district in moving forward?
Well, I'm really excited about how we continue to develop and evolve at that high school level, where the students are come and going, doing more job-based workplace experiences, getting involved. And I'd love to see the expansion to the point where every single graduate from our high school leaves with a credential of some type, what we refer to as those stackable credentials. I think there's a lot of opportunity for that. I'm extremely pleased with our lower levels, the middle school, the elementary, all the work that the school counselors and the teachers have done with the academic and career planning. I just think we're really broadening the horizons, and our kids are coming up with a great foundation in regards to the opportunities that are out there for them.
And I think, a key component of that, as I listen to you talk, is certainly we have great local business partners that have opened their doors to be able to do this.
Absolutely. And without the business partners opening their doors and creating that symbiotic relationship between the school and the business, the students wouldn't be able to have those opportunities. And some of them have had to bend over backwards and or lobby to help us get some of the rules, regulations, whether within their own company or even some of the state statutes modified or changed so that minors could work in the workplace or be a part of that programming, because many of those opportunities may not have existed for students who were under the years of 18 of age, but we've seen movement on that, and it's been very beneficial, I believe, all around.
Yeah.
So as we talk about, not only the exciting, amazing things that are going on at the Elkhorn School District and all the things that are opportunities that our kids are taking advantage of and amazing people, and we have, where we're going about scaling up the work and continue to see those opportunities. What are some potential challenges? I mean, every organization has some challenge they face. What do you see moving forward as some challenges or for the district or public education in general?
Yeah, public, it's really interesting because we're seeing this all throughout the country, but we've seen this in Elkhorn. And I would say one of the big challenges is that job market. And I know that private industry is feeling the pinch as well. When I first started in Elkhorn, we'd have upwards of 300 applicants for an elementary position. We're down to 30 or 40. For high school positions, we'd be able to go through 40 to 50 applicants. And now we're looking at 5 to 10. And in some positions, we're happy if we get 2 to 3 qualified individuals. So I think the job market, that's a huge pinch. And from the financial picture, I know people don't like to hear schools or entities complain about from the budget and so forth, but the reality is since 2008 and 9, the state funding formula has not kept up with inflation. And our income or our budget is dependent on how many students we have. And as the costs go up, it just makes it more and more challenging for us to continue to offer those opportunities to students if we can't keep up with that cost of inflation that to do business. So I think those are probably two of the bigger challenges. The third one is we just always need to stay relevant, continue to innovate, grow, invest in our professional development, invest in our staff, and continue to create those opportunities for students.
We got a question here from a UW Whitewater professor, Mr. Dave G, as you talk about staying innovative. Dave wanted to know, can you talk about the challenges of teaching in the world of AI?
Yeah, I think the biggest challenge with ChatGPT right now is that it's overloaded and I can't get on to use it. I think it's a fantastic tool, and that the reality is educators, and that's part of that ongoing evolution of training and staying on top of those future trends, that there's no sense in trying to fight against technology and resist it. It's how do we get in, teach kids how to ethically use it, how to teach them to modernize and take full advantage of the tools and resources that are out there. I remember reading an article years ago. It was a teacher complaining about the advancements in technology, and I thought for sure they were talking about the computers. But it was a teacher from the 1920s complaining about the graphite pencils and how terrible that was because it enabled students to write anywhere and write notes and pass them with great ease. It's futile to resist, as the board would say, Dave G, the technology. It's how do we help teach the students to use the technology effectively is my perspective on that.
Yeah. All right. Well, Chris, we're reaching that time.
We sure are.
Hey, I wanted to add one thing. I wanted to thank you and ARC, as we have been invited to present at their conference on Thursday in Milwaukee. You want to expand on that a little bit?
Yeah, so we were fortunate enough through CISA One, and CISA One, they have a group called the ARC Network, which brings in a lot of Milwaukee County, the surrounding county schools, and we're going to be presenting on the noon whistle and ElkWorks at the Metro Milwaukee Area Chamber on Thursday. So make sure you dress nice, John.
All right, that's exciting that they want to hear what we got to say.
That's right. Jason, any shout outs? We always close with shout outs or thanks. Anything else you want to add, or anyone you want to holler out at before we go?
Yeah, absolutely. The school counselors, it's school counselor week throughout the country. And I just want to give them a huge shout out for the work that they do for our students, for our families, providing the best supports that they can. And it's been hard coming out of COVID. We've all heard at the national level, and I know it's taken place locally, that there's a lot of mental health concerns and so forth with students, and their job is now more critical and more important than ever. So I want to give a big shout out to all the school counselor community, our school psychs, and everybody who provides those crucial supports to our students. Thanks for all you do.
You bet. John, anything else?
No, thank you, Jason, for your time and your insight and all the information you gave us. I think school counselors, that's a great shout out. They do wonderful work. And that's all I got for today, Chris. See you guys.
Thanks, Jason.
Thanks, Dave, for the question.